Travis went good, so. Mormons don't take criticism well. And it's because nobody's really criticizing Mormons. Everybody's criticizing Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. And Mormons take it personally, as if it's an attack on them. And they don't understand that they're wrong about Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon, and so they're defending, without knowledge, the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith to those who've got the wrong information and are criticizing based on the wrong information. Yes, that's you, ex-Mormons. For example, Joseph Smith was a Jew, a learning of the Jews. He was not a Jesus Christian. And yet Mormons will defend Joseph Smith as a prophet of Jesus and speaks for Jesus and Jesus this and Jesus that for Joseph Smith. First vision is literal. Jesus came to him, and likewise with the Book of Mormon. Jesus literally came to the American people. And when critics say, no, there's plagiarism in the Book of Mormon, there's no way it can have been written by ancient people when there's contemporary plagiarism. Oh, they have their spiritual... No. And so Mormons get mad and get upset, thinking it's a personal attack on them, and so they then lash out in response with ad hominem fallacies, which are an abuse of a person's character as a response to their criticism of why the Book of Mormon is not literal, or why Joseph Smith didn't actually translate anything. And it has to stop. It shows how ignorant you are. And yes, that is a criticism of your performance in handling criticism of the church, or Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon, which are separate entities. Yes, this church is not Joseph Smith's church. That's one thing that ex-Mormons are not getting. You criticize this church by going after Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon. This is not the same church. The Joseph Smith, learning of the Jews, not a Jesus Christian. So when you attack Joseph Smith to show that he wasn't Christian, yeah, you're right, he's not. He's Jewish. But you've avoided criticizing the church. It's the church that's lied to us, saying that Joseph Smith was a Christian, believed in Jesus. And that's why you have to focus your criticism on your actual target. Joseph Smith's church, with the interpretation of the Book of Mormon, dead and gone. We can criticize the Book of Mormon independent of the church, because the current church's interpretation of it is completely wrong. Jesus didn't come to the Americas, because Jesus doesn't exist. Jesus isn't even Joseph Smith's Christ. And so they've changed everything of the origin. They've taken the keystone out, as I did the other video about. And so if you're going to criticize this church, you don't go to Joseph Smith. You can go to Brigham Young, sort of. Mormons will pull the fallacy argument of, oh, we don't do that anymore. We don't believe that anymore. What do you mean you don't believe that anymore? Brigham Young changed your God to have Adam as Heavenly Father. And you don't believe that anymore? Which means you're not Brigham's church, you're a branch off. You've formed your own church with your own Heavenly Father. And now your Heavenly Father had sex with a 14-year-old daughter to give birth to Jesus. And you're okay with that? Yeah. I mean, it was a little more twisted with Adam as Heavenly Father having sex with a 14-year-old daughter. But, yeah, Brigham Young was demented, man. He was sick. a real pervert, a disturbing deviant. And but the argument doesn't hold to say that you don't do that anymore. You know, it's most common with, oh, we're not racist anymore because of the 1978 official declaration. It was never a revelation, you know. It was an official declaration. And when you understand that the Edmunds-Tucker Act was repealed in 1978, you know exactly what happened behind the scenes. Government put pressure on them, allow blacks in your church. They said, well, if you'll repeal the Edmunds-Tucker Act so that we can practice polygamy again under Nelson in the future. And so, yeah, that's what happened. But, you have to have your focus on the right criticism. Likewise with Mormons. You can't criticize by diverting off topic. When they say that the Book of Mormon was plagiarized, you don't say that, well, there's evidence of metal plates in the Middle East. You've diverted the argument. That's a fallacy. Can't do that. And there's lots of different tactics that apologists use that are fallacious arguments. They cannot tell the truth. They cannot be sound in their defense of the church, which should tell them that the church isn't true. But that's pretty much all that this is all about, is that you need to understand that when Mormons give an ad hominem attack, ex-Mormons have all the right to take it personally, because that's a personal attack. But saying that the church isn't true is not a personal attack on Mormons. And Mormons to claim that, well, I have a testimony that is true, you lied. You outright lied. You don't have a testimony. You've redefined what a testimony is, and you're trying to gaslight us into believing your lie. Your changed definition. And we will not do that. Shame on you for even trying it. That just makes your argument all the worse, because you've now lied to us and you're trying to gaslight us, and you're trying to use emotional blackmail to get us to believe in your lie, and that the church is true, that it's a church of love, that it's a church of truth. Yeah. See, you have to be honest. You have to tell the truth. You have to be good. You have to be kind and loving. Otherwise, Mormons lose each and every single time. And so, now for me, when Mormons, try to argue with something I do on my videos, I just throw out the Book of Mormon at them, and then that silences them. Because what do they do now? Oh no, that's from the Book of Mormon. See, if I were to do it from the Bible, they could come up with an excuse not to believe, but Book of Mormon. And so if a Mormon still refuses to believe after I've thrown the Book of Mormon in their face, that's where they're hard-hearted beyond redemption. They have no interest in the church. They have no interest in being good. They're just existing to cause problems. So, thank goodness for the internet, where they can learn to be trolls, to hide behind a computer and put out a fake name to attack people with, rather than a business name or a clever name that ties into what they are all about, what their character is, instead of projecting who they really are.